Hello, darling.
Hi, honey.
Anything wrong?
No.
John, you didn't quit.
No, I didn't quit. This time the job just petered out.
Oh. I suppose that means we'll be moving again?
What else?
Isn't there anything else you can find in this town?
Oh, there's nothing in this burg for me, honey.
But that's what you always say about every town we try to live in. Oh, John, why can't we settle down somewhere? Live like normal people.
Well, I told you before. We can't afford to buy a house until I have a steady job. Besides, we've never come across a place I like well enough for us to stay.
Do you think you ever will? Oh, darling, what makes you so terribly restless?
I don't know, honey. Maybe someday I'll settle down. Buy you a little place where you don't have to put up with all these things.
Hi, Mom. Hello, Pop.
Hi,
Look what I
son.
made. Oh, very pretty.
Say, that's really a corker.
One of the boys at school told me about a lake not far from here. Could I go there tomorrow and sail my boat?
Well, I'm afraid not, son. Tomorrow we'll be on the road.
Pop, are we moving again? Where to?
Oh, we'll just ride along somewhere till we find a place we like. We'll be shoving off first thing in the morning.
Gosh, I sure hate changing teachers again.
I'm sorry, son. Can't be helped.
Well, there go the stones, rolling again. Where to now? Or why? Who knows? Who can account for the restlessness that possesses a man? Yes, there are countless others just like John Stone, who keep rolling along, always seeking greener pastures, always hoping that the next stop will be the last.
Howdy, folks.
Hi. What do you get?
7 a week, $22.50 a month, payable in advance.
I'll take a week's worth. Here's 7.
You ought to take it by the month, mister. Save yourself some money.
May not be around that long.
Why not? Got some people been here over a year. This is a mighty nice town.
Yeah, I've heard that before, too.
Suit yourself. And you might as well stay here. Looks as though you picked out a good spot. Plug in the juice over there, burn your rubbish down there.
Okay. Okay, I know my way around.
Okay, get your receipt.
Fine. I'll go and unhitch, honey.
Mom, how long do you suppose we'll stay here?
A long time, I hope.
Me too.
Guess what? I've got a job.
So soon?
Yep.
Oh, how lucky. Or is it because you're so handsome?
Well, handsome, I don't know, but lucky for sure. Lucky to have such a wife as you, honey. You know what? If this job pans out, we may be stuck here for quite a spell.
Stuck?
Well, this may be what you've been wishing for. About settling down.
Hey, Mom, I found a pool a couple blocks away. Could I go sail my boat now?
I suppose so. But be sure you're on time for dinner.
Thanks, Mom.
And don't fall in that pool.
I won't.
She ain't very seaworthy, is she, Skipper? If you ask me, what she needs is more weight in her keel. Yeah, she's that here craft. Yeah. You know,
Her sails need refitting. You know, I think she ought to be a square rigger.
Gosh, you know a lot about boats, don't you?
Skipper, never call her a boat. Can't sailor talk. She's a ship. That's what she is, a ship.
Yes, sir. A ship. That's what she is. Are you a sailor, mister?
Well, I reckon I am. Once a sailor, always a sailor. But I ain't been to sea now in nigh on to 40 years. But I still love the good old sea. You know, folks around here call me Captain Mandy.
A regular sea captain. Gosh.
Well, not exactly. To tell you the truth, I was apprenticed to the ship's carpenter. Now, let's see. What can we do to get this craft ready to put to sea?
Gosh, would you, Captain? Would you?
Well, why, sure. Can do it right away, that is, if you got time.
Well, I got lots of time, Captain. Yes, sir, Captain.
Here we go.
Are we going to that church?
Yep. It's all right, Skipper. I'm the sexton.
Sexton, what's that?
Well, he's a sort of a caretaker. You know what I like to call him? I call him the first mate to the minister.
Mean you work here?
Yep. Well, it ain't exactly what you could call work. You see, when a fella gets a lot of happiness out of what he's doing, it generally turns out to be just a pleasure cruise. Yes, sirree. Just a pleasure cruise. You want to know something? I reckon I've been signed on here for nigh on to MSA. 28 years.
Gosh, 28 years on the same job and never got fired or quit?
Yep.
28 years. Gosh.
You know something? I've took the good with the bad and averaged it up, and it always turned out to the best. Yes, sir, Skipper. This has been a mighty pleasant berth.
28 years. Gosh.
Come on in.
Gee, did you make all these, Captain?
Yep.
Made them here in the church?
Yep.
Gosh, they allow that here?
Allow it? Of course you do. Why not? You know, laddie, somebody's been planting some wrong ideas in your head about the church. Of course, the church is a place where folks come to worship the Lord, but it's got a lot of other purposes besides just praying and singing hymns on Sunday. You know, the church is a mighty important place. It's as important as, well, say the city hall or the fire department. Well, or any other place, only maybe more so. Because no matter what you come for, the church is a place where you're always welcome. Well, let's see what we can do about rebuilding this Hesperus. You know what we ought to do, Skipper? We ought to beach this here ship and start building a new one. Something brand new, from keel to scuffle yards.
Could we, Captain? Could we?
Could we? You betcha we can. Something you'll be proud of.
Oh, stop worrying. He'll be along.
It isn't like him to be gone so long.
Come on, sit down and eat. He'll be okay.
Bobby.
I'm sorry, Mom. I couldn't help it. Honest. You know what, Pop? I met a nice old man who's showing me how to build a boat. You know what he is? He's a sexton.
He is? You know what a sexton is?
He's the first mate to the minister.
Oh.
And you know what, Mom? He's had the same job for 28 years. Isn't that something? And I bet you he knows more about boats, or I mean ships, than anybody in the whole world.
Well, now look, son. I don't mind your building ships, but not on your mother's supper time. Understand? Besides, taking up with strangers is not a very good idea anyhow.
But, Pop, Captain Andy isn't like a stranger.
No, I guess he isn't. After all, if he's been at the church for 28 years, he must be all right.
I guess so. What church is he with?
Well, I don't know, but it's an awful nice one.
I'm sure it is. All churches are nice.
Sure, you know how important it is? A church is just as important as a city hall or a fire department, only more so, because it's a place where you're always welcome. Pop, will you and Mom take me to church sometime?
Well, sure, son.
Now, let's see. This one goes forward. This one goes midship.
Andy? Oh, Andy?
Yes, Pastor, I'm here. Come in. That's Mr. Manning, the minister.
Andy, we're running a film tonight. Would you mind turning the heat on around 7?
Aye, aye, sir. I'll attend to it. Pastor, this is Bobby Stone. I've just signed him up as an able-bodied seaman.
So I see. How do you do, Bobby? Haven't I seen you in Sunday school?
No, sir.
Oh, I thought I had. Well, hope to see you again, Bobby. You won't forget about the heat.
Aye, aye, sir. I'll attend to it. Hey, matey. What are you looking so scared for?
Nothing, only what he asked me about being in Sunday school.
Why? That's nothing to be scared about.
No, I guess not. But I've never been to Sunday school.
So? Oh. Well, maybe a little bit later you'll make up your mind whether you want to go or not.
I'll have to ask my Mom and Pop.
Yeah. Well, of course, you've got to do that. What church does your folks belong to?
I don't know.
Uh-huh. Well, we'll get along with our ship now. This ought to be pretty well set.
You know what? It's going to have a capstan that turns, a real rudder, little dead eyes and everything.
Ooh, that's nice, darling.
Mom, what church do we belong to?
Well, you see, Bobby, we don't exactly belong to any church to it. You know how it's been.
You mean you and Pop never had time to belong to any church?
Well, in a way, yes. I imagine we could have found the time. We should belong to a church, Bobby.
Mom, some of the boys I met at school belong to the church where Captain Dandy's sexton. Could I maybe start going to Sunday school with them?
Of course you can, darling. I think it would be wonderful. Now then, you look just like a fashion plate. Now, run along and hurry back to tell me all about it.
Thanks, Mom. Bye-bye, Pop.
Wait a minute, son. Here. That's for the collection. And not for candy or ice cream, understand?
Okay, Pop, bye.
Goodbye, son. You know, Mary, I almost hate to see him start going to Sunday school.
Why, John Stone.
Well, not that I have anything against it, understand. It's just that, well, I just don't like to see him start anything maybe he can't finish.
Meaning what?
You know how it is with us? Who knows where we may be next month? Or even next week?
Does it have to be like that?
No. Not if the job holds out.
Surely there must be other jobs in this town.
Yeah, but what kinds?
All kinds. This is a mighty nice little town, my friends. Got some folks been here over a year.
Yeah? Then why are they still here in this trailer camp?
You know, that's what I can't understand. Guess some folks just seem to be afraid of taking root. Even though I own this trailer camp, I still can't figure out why some folks just keep rolling on from one place to another. Always on the go. Getting nowhere. Never in one place long enough to make real friends or call a place their own. Beats me why they do it.
Counting last Sunday makes 4 Sundays I've been to Sunday school. And I haven't been late or nothing. Teacher says if I keep it up, soon he's going to give me a Bible of my own to take home, where I can read it whenever I want to.
Good. You know something, Skipper? There ain't no better book to read. The Bible still heads the list of bestsellers.
I gotta go now. Gotta do some errands for my mom. Is it all right if I come back later?
Why, sure it is. I won't be here, but you can come in now.
Will it be all right?
Why not, Skipper? This is just as much a part of the church as any other. And the church is always open to anyone.
Thanks, Captain. Bye.
So long, mate.
Don't drop.
Hi.
John, what are you doing home this time of the day?
Oh, just had to knock off early. Little bottleneck somewhere along the line.
For a moment, I thought you'd lost your job.
No. Just have to take it slow for a while. Don't have to report back to work till noon tomorrow.
Say, Pop, how'd you like to come and see how my ship's coming along? Almost finished. As soon as Captain Manning puts the... Oh, Mr. Manning.
Hello, Bobby. Thank you.
Mom, this is Mr. Manning. He's a pastor at the church where Captain Danny's first mate. Or I mean sexton.
How do you do, Mr. Manning?
How do you
This
do?
is my husband, Mr. Stone.
How are you, Mr. Stone?
Fine, fine. Anything wrong? Bobby not behaving?
On the contrary, Bobby is one of our best Sunday school students.
Won't you sit down?
Thank you, no. I was in the neighborhood visiting a sick church member, so I merely dropped in to invite Bobby to a special motion picture we're showing at the church tomorrow night.
A motion picture at the church?
The subjects we choose are only those that show a better way of life and the Christian relationship of man to man.
Pop, can I go to no school tomorrow?
Well, I suppose so.
Would you care to come, too?
Yes, I think we would. Thank you so much.
Good. Then I'll be looking for you. 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Manning.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Goodbye, Mr. Manning.
Goodbye.
Bye, Miss Manning.
Goodbye, Bobby.
Why'd you have to tell him we'd go? I intended going bowling.
But, Pop, Captain Andy says you're having lots of fun. The pictures are swell, you meet a lot of people, and everybody has a good time. Maybe you'd like it better than bowling.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, we'll go, son. We'll go. But, Mary, I tell you, I didn't quit. It's that bottleneck I got laid off with a lot of other guys.
Maybe they'll take you back as soon as the bottleneck is eliminated.
Oh, why should I wait for that?
Oh, John, why can't we stay and wait? I'm so tired of hopping and jumping all over the country. Think of what it's doing to us, especially Bobby.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Isn't there any other job you could look for temporarily?
Oh, this burg's even worse than the last one. We're pulling out of here in the morning, and that's all there is to it.
I've searched everywhere I could think of. Nobody's seen him.
Well, I'm sure he's all right. He knows how to take care of himself. He'll be along. Say, did you go to that church?
No.
Well, that old sexton, maybe he knows something. Come on.
Oh,
Are you the sexton here?
Yep, I was just locking up for tonight.
have you seen our boy, Bobby Stone?
No, not since long in the afternoon. He left here about 3:30 or 4 o'clock. Anything wrong?
He hasn't been home since morning.
You don't say.
Yeah, he's been talking about you in a shop down here. We thought maybe that...
Well, it won't do no harm to take a look. Come on. Let's find out about that. Well, I never.
Oh, Bobby. Bobby, darling.
Bobby, come
Wake
on,
up.
son. Wake up. Wake up. Why do you worry us like this? What are you doing here?
I'm sorry, Pop. I can't get my shipping.
Is there anything wrong?
Seems like the lad'll stay here to sleep instead of going home.
And we've been frantic, searching all over town for him.
Oh. What made you do a thing like that, Bobby?
Well, maybe he planned on running away to sea. He seems to have taken quite a fancy to this old character you've got here.
And he is a character, and a mighty fine one. He's done a lot for the children of the neighborhood. But you weren't running away, were you, Bobby?
Of course not. I only came to get my ship.
Then why didn't you come home, dear?
Well, when I heard Dad say we'd be moving away in the morning, this kind of made me feel funny. And I wanted to cry. But I didn't want anybody to see me crying, so I didn't cry until I was in here.
Well, what's there to cry about?
Nothing. I only came to get my ship and I must have fallen asleep. But I wouldn't run away from you and Mom for anything.
I know you wouldn't, son. Well, I guess we better get going, huh? Goodbye, Mr. Manning.
It's too bad you're moving out of town. We'll certainly miss Bobby at Sunday school. When are you leaving?
Well, we plan to get started at daybreak, but I guess it's too late for that now. So I guess we'll stay on till Monday morning.
Good. Then why not all of you come to our church tomorrow? Just as a visiting family, I mean.
Well,
John, I'd love to.
Can we pop you and me and Mom, huh?
Sure. I guess we can.
Thank you so much. Good night, Mr. Manning.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye, Mr. Manning.
Goodbye.
That was a fine service, Pastor.
Thank you.
Even Captain Andy says so.
Oh, so good of you to come.
We enjoyed it so much, Mr. Manning.
Thanks.
Yes, glad we could make it.
Oh, this is Mr. and Mrs. Hazard, John and Mary Stone, and young Bobby.
How
How do you do? Glad to know you. We're always happy to meet new members.
Welcome. Why don't you come over to our Young Married People's League and spend an evening with us?
Well, we're not members of the church, Mrs. Hazard.
Oh, not that we wouldn't like to join you, understand?
Oh, then you must let me introduce you around.
But,
Come along, my dear. I want you to meet some of our friends.
well, come, Bobby. Yes.
Too bad you're leaving town, Mr. Stone. I'm sure you and your wife would have made many friends around here.
Oh, you're leaving town?
Yes, tomorrow morning.
Something wrong with our fair city?
Oh, no, nothing in particular, but, well, my job ran out, so we're heading east.
You mean just because you lost your job that you're going to leave town?
Well, I get restless when I'm not working.
But there are plenty of jobs to be had here. All kinds.
Well, yes, I know, but, well, I just like to keep on rolling. Happy to have met you, Mr. Hazard.
Same to you.
Goodbye, Mr. Manning.
Goodbye.
Pop, do we have to go?
I know how you feel, son, but you'll make new friends in the new town we hit.
Sure, Pop, but this place is different than the others. Here I met Captain Andy and made friends with a couple of kids. I go to Sunday school.
Oh, I'm sorry, son, but we're moving in the morning. Mary, it's no use.
Oh, John, why don't you try it for a week or two? You heard what that Mr. Hazard said. There are plenty of jobs.
No, how does he know? Besides, we're already packed to go.
Shh, wait, Bobby.
Oh, he's sound asleep. Look, why don't you go ahead and get some sleep? We've got to shove off before dawn.
John, remember this morning in church? Do you recall when the minister read the parable from Jesus about the sower and the seeds? And when the sun was up, they were scorched. And because they had no root, they withered away.
Well, so what?
That's us, John. We have no root. Our minds are becoming scorched. Don't you see? We're withering because we have no root.
Look, honey, why don't you go to bed and get some sleep? Let me figure this out for myself, huh?
Hi, Pop, we're not rolling.
No, son, we're not rolling.
Daddy's decided to stay a while.
Must be a lot of other jobs around this town. We've got to stay planted long enough to take root. Rent a house.
Gosh, you're wonderful, Pop.
There she be, Skipper. Sailing fine and straight.
Gosh, she's smooth, isn't she?
Yep. I tell you, just like a feller's life that's been launched proper, then the sailing's fine and straight.